Hey, come on over and have some fun with Crazy Taxi with Squirm Comms.
Yeah.
You know, it's a
No,
shame
for
there's
some
never
reason
been
I
a.
was actually kind of expecting a Top Gear kind of intro.
Actually, no, Shiwa. In order to do that, we'd have to play a Top Gear video game, and there isn't one. Based on the Top Gear series,
You know,
anyway.
I'm almost kind of surprised that Sega hasn't made a Crazy Taxi game with a one-player story campaign of sorts.
I don't know how you can make a story out of that.
This has always been pretty much an arcade type of
Yeah.
game.
Oh, yeah,
Acclaim!
that's right. That reminds me, is this another one of those remakes or re-releases of the original arcade game
Yes,
just for
yeah.
PS2?
This version came out in 2001 and was published by Acclaim.
Also,
You know
let
what
us
my
be-
only experience with Crazy Taxi is?
What?
Please don't say
Sega
the mobile
Superstars for the
game.
iToy.
Oh, thank goodness. For a moment, I thought you were going to say the mobile.
I actually, speaking of iToy, good news, guys. I actually managed to find my iToy.
Great, so you'll be able to do that cool Nights into Dreams iToy game.
Um,
And it's not in Italian, so triggered.
it's in.
Aw.
Okay, I just
So,
got
yeah.
save file.
That reminds me.
So yeah,
who
for
wants-
some particular reason that I don't understand, Sega loves to put these franchising crossovers. I don't get. I mean, it makes sense.
It's
in
surprisingly
the old...
not in Project Cross Zone.
Well, it doesn't make a lot of sense, especially because it's more famous in the West than in Japan. But what I mean is, for some reason, it makes sense in the two racing game because this is
Okay, if
a
you've been
car.
okay,
game.
I'll sum up Crazy Taxi. If you've been living under a rock, Crazy Taxi is a series from Sega, where you go around town in a taxi picking people up, but you have to do it both fast and with skill because you can get more money by having some dodging skills, jumping from heights, etc., and drifting.
I've played a lot of Crazy Taxi, but I have to wonder about console games like this. Do they really add in a lot of new content? Because otherwise, you'd think that this sort of game would be part of a compilation of arcade games.
Well, you can have different kind of modes. Here we go.
So, but other than that, it's pretty much just the arcade game.
And there's also another mode as
Why
well.
didn't you choose B.D.Joe? He's the most iconic
I'm
character.
doing all of them.
Oh, okay.
I love this soundtrack. It's so corny.
Yeah. So, are you going to show off all the courses?
I'm doing 2 on one course, 2 on another.
Nice. So, who else has played the awful mobile game that's
Not me.
on the rails?
Hey Jova, I've played a PSP version of this game once.
I'm talking about the mobile version, the one that actually thought, "Hey, what should we do with Crazy Taxi? Make it on the rails and like Tomb Raider." I mean, Temple Run.
Well, Tomb Raider did get a Temple Run-ish game.
Yeah.
Okay, basically, this is an example where my awful driving skills in video games can be...
Oh, wait, hold on.
What? Just...
Rolling around at the speed of
Speed of
sound.
sound.
Got places to go, gotta follow my
Jova, there
rainbow.
is one problem with that logic, though. Nothing, aside from the sky, nothing's really blue.
Well, the thing is, Dwibs,
Are some of the cars blue?
this city is clearly inspired by San Francisco, which is where Sega, which is where Sega of America used to be in at the time, and much
Good
like
old Sega of America.
much like Escape from the City, basically Escape from the City was also based on San Francisco. So basically, yeah, it does kind of give that vibe.
Besides, San Francisco has always been famous in fictional media for its car chases and
Oh,
in
car
police.
chases.
Yeah.
Speaking of car chases, you have to remember, at 12 o'clock noon, close your windows and doors for the gun truck that is able to drive on buildings.
Okay,
With its
almost that.
buzzsaws and everything.
Are there fruit carts in this game? I forgot.
I'm almost
on the
at
streets.
Popcorn Mania.
Dwibs, you're not supposed to GTA this.
But Shiori, it's called Crazy Taxi.
Come on, Dwibs, show gun that civilians are more mild-mannered than them and actually know how to drive. And that they don't have an
Also
excuse.
clipping.
Yeah.
I have a question. Is this port the same port that's in Steam?
This is based off the Dreamcast version, I think.
Yeah, I can see that.
Yes, since most Steam game
Maybe?
races are based off of Dreamcast and Sega Saturn.
I haven't actually checked it out myself, but there is one on Steam. I
Ow,
believe.
ow, ow.
Okay, is it me? Oh yeah, I remember now. My recording,
Oh, hi, KFC.
my Elgato recorded this at 50 frames per second.
What, is it the British curse or something?
Yeah. Bro.
Really? So even your Elgatos are affected.
No, it's not that, Joe. But I mean,
Oh,
the
wait,
game,
no,
the
no,
game,
it's-
Like a,
that's
Well,
how
I
the
gotta say-
that's how the European version of the game is. That's
I gotta say, this looks a little faster than when I recorded it.
Well, it's a driving game. Those often look smooth. Oh, cool. I'm at church. Now I can see how many Pokemon here are on Pokemon Go. Since they like to spawn around churches.
Of course.
Alright, basically you got two timers. Game time, when that runs out, is game over. And there's a timer above the passengers' heads where you have that amount of time to get them to their destination. If you run out of time, they'll just jump out the car and say you suck.
So, too, you were mentioning crossovers of Crazy Taxis that confused you, aside from racing games.
No, I mean, if I recall, where was B.D.Joe in
yeah,
Sega
yeah.
Superstar Tennis? forgot.
Yeah, I think he was. Let me check. Crazy Taxi.
But yeah, basically, in pretty much almost all the sumo digital games that were crossovers for Sega, Crazy Taxi was one of the major franchises involved. I mean, again, I understand for the racing games, but for the others, not so much. Especially when there are a lot of other Sega franchises where to pull in.
I'm guessing because, driving a franchise and driving games.
I guess, but there were like things like Outrun, Daytona USA,
Outrun. The good old days.
and in fact, in the two Sega racing games, in the first one, Akira Yuki and Jackie Bryan from Virtua Fighter drive in the same fashion of the Outrun car. And in the second one of the unlockables is the Morpher thing that for car mode use the Daytona from Daytona USA. So it makes sense for those.
Ow. Ah!
I'm not seeing anything about Crazy Taxi and Sega Superstars Tennis.
Yeah, geez. Ow.
Yeah.
Come on, Dwibs, you can do
8,
it.
7. Oh, good.
Whew.
Uh-oh, I'm running out of game time.
So does it replenish it? Oh, okay, when you get
Yeah,
to
it
a
does.
passenger.
And if you play it by arcade rules, yes, it does. But if you do the work for 3, 5, or 10 minutes, it doesn't.
Okay. Ow.
Thank goodness your taxi is strong enough to charge through.
Yeah.
Well, granted,
Mostly.
there's a limited amount of strain.
Yeah.
It's a
Ow.
bit of a bummer that you don't have an actual map to use.
Whoa. Uh-oh. 10 seconds. Can I get there in time?
Uh,
There it is.
yes, you can!
No. No.
Oh, fuck you.
Uh-oh, can I get this passenger? Quick. Oh, phew.
Yeah, it's already gone.
Oh, no. No. I can't get there in time.
Yeah, that's one of the reasons why you can smash your stuff. You still want to be maneuverable because it's gonna slow you down.
No.
Alright.
We just got in the car, love.
She was feeling really
Three
iffy
fu-
that day.
$3,126.48.
Yep. Okay, so that's Gus done. Next, we are going to be driving with Gina.
all right.
Gina, yeah.
DN.
H. Those are my initials.
Okay.
Okay, just saving. Let's see how crazy it can get this time around.
Those good old PS2 early game load times.
Yeah.
Although to be fair,
A lot of PS2, honestly,
to be fair, the
perfectly
actual load
honest,
times in the actual game are alright.
like for
Oh,
some
they're fine. It's
reason,
just PS2 games were infamous for having terrible menu loading times. The less I say about Crash Bandicoot, the Wrath of Cortex. Ugh.
but not just that, Jova. It usually, when it came to games developed specifically for PS2, like original Sony IPs, it wasn't a problem. But where in cases you got things like ports, like Grandia 2, you got terrible like frame rate issues, infinite loading screens, or cropping. Like for some reason, PS2 ports of already existing games were usually terrible to develop for some reason.
If I recall correctly, it sort of had to do with the fact that the PS2, for all intents and purposes, kind of came out of the dark and kind of, caught a lot of developers off guard. For example, Sonic Heroes. Originally, that game had an incredibly polished all sets and everything, but then Sony kind of threatened Sega with the idea that they would never let them have any other game on the PS2 if they did not make them a port for the PS2. And thus, Sonic Heroes became one of many examples of why PS2 porting wasn't the best. I mean,
How this game managed to avert that is okay. We can. This is the original Acclaim before they went bust and then were reincarnated, only to go bust again anyway. No, not go bust that second time. They just stopped. But I will be fair. Acclaim Cheltenham did do an alright job putting this game. It runs smoothly. There's nothing broken about it, and hey, it was made in the UK, so yippee!
hooray!
So, what does Acclaim did, to be...
The Batman Forever games, Batman and Robin.
Were those games actually good?
How LGN was the thing they used. Oh, they even brought the LGN name back for a Dreamcast game.
Were they
Wow.
also the guys responsible for the mobile game of Crazy Taxi that kind of pissed everyone off?
No.
Okay.
This was 2001, this port.
Oh, I get that, but I mean, when did LGN, kind of, go under?
2000.
So well before.
Again,
them.
LGN at that point was just a label Acclaim used.
So what about Acclaim themselves?
They died in like 2004.
So still well before the mobile thing. What happened? Like, they hit burnout, too many bad games?
A couple of major flops. One of them being BMX Triple X.
That game really sucked.
You played
I mean,
it?
seriously, huh?
You played it?
No, but I've heard the horror stories and I've seen it in action. I
Hey
mean,
guys, let's make a BMX game with porn.
Not only, how do you screw up a racing game of... Okay. There have been plenty of companies that screw up a racing game, but even still, the fact that you can screw up a racing game, which is one of the easiest ways to make money in the video game industry, that's sad. And that's not even talking about the controls. And yes, like Dwibs said, trying to install porn in... I'm sorry, what was that game rated?
M in your case.
Yeah, making an M-rated racing game. Do you not see the problem right there and then? Okay, let's not sugarcoat it anyway. Racing games have to get as big an audience as they can. In fact, that's the point of making a racing game. Like,
One thing I can't believe is that this actually BMX Triple X actually got released in Europe.
Yeah. And see, the thing was like, okay, there have been T-rated racing games, like the Jack and Daxter racing game. T-rated are fine because honestly, half the time when it comes to T-rated games, it's sometimes just maybe a swear word or something, or the rating company completely overreacting. I mean, heck, that's why we have stuff like the rated E for everyone ages 10 and up rating nowadays. But when having an M-rated racing game, that kind of demands that it's with, it has to be attached to a sort of franchise that has a big enough audience.
Yeah, the BMX series at that point.
So what went wrong then?
If I find that game, I will find out for myself and do a recording of that for our channel.
Does it have a campaign and pseudo story mode?
I don't know.
Quest for porn.
So Pedro, what are you your fond memories with Crazy Taxi and its history?
Oh, I played Crazy Taxi all the way back when it was first released. It's always been, but back in the day, I was a huge fan of Sega's
Actually, guys,
90s.
I don't know if I can record the game for the channel because BMX Triple X has bare breasts.
So,
No YouTube's
We'll
Dwibs,
just
we
censor
commentated
them.
on school. Dwibs, we commentated on School Days and Indigo Prophecy, which had those. Besides,
Anyway.
I think YouTube kind of dropped the whole will flag. I mean, will whole take your videos down for bare stuff. If anything, I think nowadays it's just flagged for a certain age.
Anyway, you were saying, Pedro?
Oh yeah. Basically, I've been back in the 90s. I was a fan of Sega's output and pretty much all of outputs, stuff like Shenmue, like this, Crazy Taxi, and plenty of other Sega games back in the 90s. It was always something that I was always playing, and yeah, I originally played the Dreamcast version when it was released back in 2000. This has always been one of my favorite Dreamcast games. It's really fun to play just because of how chaotic it is.
It was sort of like the GTA before modern GTA.
And I'm not really that keen on the games that came after this.
Wait, there were sequels aside from the mobile port? I thought they were just
Yes,
re-releases or
Crazy
remakes.
Taxi 2 was released for the Dreamcast in 2001. Actually, was actually one of the last Dreamcast games, if I'm not mistaken.
So what did Crazy Taxi 2 do necessarily? Like
Yeah,
adding a story or something?
it was basically more of the same. Like for example, Crazy Box became Crazy Pyramid, which is basically it was Crazy Taxi 1 but bigger, like with more chaos and shit.
And apparently based on New York City instead of San Francisco.
Come on, I can get there. No. Wonder what the time limit is for.
Oh,
do they put,
yeah,
like,
you're right.
Do they have like a remote control timer? And
$3,298.69.
with 10 customers.
Oh, yeah, there was also a PSP Crazy... Oh my god, Crazy Taxi really did have quite the series. Crazy Taxi 2, Crazy Taxi Free High Roller, Crazy Taxi Catch a Ride, Crazy Taxi Fair Wars.
Fair
Crazy
Wars is the
Taxi.
PSP port.
And Crazy Taxi City Rush.
The
Okay.
mobile one.
Yeah, the one that literally acts like Temple Run, which was kind of weird because remember, at the same time we had the actual
Okay, now we're
Crazy
in,
Taxi usable on mobile.
Now we're in original mode. Basically, original mode, you have a different map.
So would you say that you jumped off the...
Now I've got B.D.Joe.
Okay.
So Pedro, would you say you jumped off the franchise, after Crazy Taxi 2?
I didn't know there
no,
was. I didn't know there was a Crazy Taxi 2
Well,
until I played the PSP port.
no, I didn't jump ship or anything. It's just that I found that Crazy Taxi 2 was pretty much just the first game again for the most part, so I didn't really, it didn't really do that much to hold my attention for that long. And Crazy Taxi 3 wasn't that great either, so. So basically, in terms of the main games, they were free. The third one was released on PS2 and Xbox, if I remember correctly.
Also, apparently on Xbox and PC.
Wow,
okay.
I went from 99th to 55th.
Nice.
Now I got 110 seconds.
I think after 3, I think they started just basically making little mobile and handheld spin-offs, I think.
After 3, there was Crazy Taxi Catch a Ride, which was ported to the Game Boy Advance in April 8th, 2003.
Game Boy Advance. A
I
game
know.
like this.
I only played the free. I only
Well,
played
the Game Boy Advance actually can do 3D games, believe it or not.
I know, but a game like
True.
this, I find that unlikely.
It was the most technically challenging game you could do on a handheld machine at the time of its release, says creative director Richard Whitehall.
Did the Game Boy Advance actually have racing games or many
Yes.
like 3D
Oh,
or
it
2D?
did.
Yeah,
Yes,
plenty of them.
Well,
Yeah.
it was Mario Kart.
Well,
Hell,
Mario
Speed had some 3D games on the GBA.
And heck, I mean, Metal Gear was actually going to be on the Game Boy Advance. In fact, the only reason it didn't make it there was only because at the time the other better handhelds were coming about. Yeah. And I remember they were actually making a Metal Gear Solid 1 port for the GBA, believe it or not. But I think they halted on it because, they just decided, let's do a remake on the GameCube.
And look how glad that will turn out.
I like it. I mean, don't get me wrong. Don't get me wrong. The cutscenes are way over the top, but aside from that, I do like that it does include some of the improved gameplay. Granted, it's sort of like with Sonic 1 Taxman. Do you feel that the game works better with stuff from future games which weren't, planned to be in that game?
Going the wrong way.
Well, but here's a big difference with that, though, Jova.
Okay, guys, I got 10 seconds to get to the Millennium Tower. Quick, guys, support me. Can I make it?
10 seconds. I got 49.
You're
48,
fine.
2. What? No! Oh, just in time.
Oh, right. Your game time versus.
You really like cutting it close in this game.
Yeah.
Cutting it close. That's like.
Shiro, you should know better at this point, but Dwibs is not capable of driving.
Shiro, that's like. Shiro, that's like cutting it to the thinnest thread of wire that you can possibly get. I just made it.
Okay, well, like I was saying, well, Joe, but here's the thing. Adding the spin dash to Sonic 1, you can just turn it off in the options if you don't like it anyway. So it's not like with Metal Gear Solid Twin Snakes, I'm forced to watch those cutscenes. They are so over the top to the point of absurdity. That don't get me wrong. Metal Gear is cheesy and it is silly. I'm not denying that. But those cutscenes they feel like parody of Metal Gear Solid more than actual Metal Gear Solids.
Let's just say, audience, there's a reason we're doing two separate playthroughs of the two versions because they are quite different. Also, yes, you can drive underwater. In those exact scenes.
Not to mention, Joe, even in terms of the gameplay itself. See, my problem with the modern gameplay that they put is that yes, we can do first-person shooting now, but the problem is that the level design is still the same, and the level design of Metal Gear Solid 1 wasn't made with first-person shooting in mind, and because of that, it's incredibly easy to abuse the first-person shooting to make a lot of stealth sections pointless.
What are you gonna say?
Nothing important, don't worry.
Well, if it's related to this game, then it is important. So.
No, it was about driving underwater, so Jova explained already to me.
Yeah.
Yeah. Again, I'll be honest. I don't really feel any difference to when you're driving underwater for the most part. 21st.
I guess it's an
And in Mario
arcade.
Kart, it doesn't actually slow you down that much.
I'd rather have that instead of, those terrible underwater physics. So.
Now we're going to the police station to turn ourselves in. I mean, to take this guy to the police station.
Not to mention,
What could we possibly be guilty of?
not to mention, Joe, that god-awful, bland, and forgettable soundtrack that, in comparison to the original amazing one. It's just criminal. Like,
Wasn't the reason for that because the soundtrack of the original game was accused of being plagiarized?
Well, but here's the thing, Dwibs. When the PS1 version got re-released on the PlayStation Network, it was there intact exactly as it was back in '98. So clearly,
that's because that the whole copyright thing was settled at that point. But yeah, back at the time of Twin Snakes, there was the whole dispute about it being plagiarized.
Okay. Even if I'm gonna go with that, couldn't you at least get someone to make good? Because I swear to you, like compare the boss theme from the original with the boss theme of Twin Snakes. It's just, it's so. I can't even.
That's why I'll be doing two different playthroughs because
let's try and take a shortcut. What could go wrong?
Okay.
Oh, you fuckers!
Well, Dwibs, it is underwater. What? You didn't think we were going to give you all the rounds now, did you? We're gonna drown.
Sport your pun from King's Quest, Predator Drowning.
And B.D.Joe drowned.
Congratulations.
What a way to go.
6 customers. And I got
$2,957.19.
We are here today to pay respects to B.D.Joe, who gave his life doing the job he loved the most. Aside from demolition, that is.
Yes. The citizens of this city, wherever the city is, I don't know what that was. Basically, the citizens are either are mourning or having celebrations in their houses. Basically, the music glitched out.
I love how you managed to actually give a dark ending in Crazy Taxi, Dwibs.
Okay,
All things.
here's the different mode. You can have an actual set time. I've gone for 3 minutes, and I'm playing as Axel.
Pity paying good old mouse.
Tio, if the internet has taught us anything, anything can have a creepypasta or anything like that.
True.
Even Nintendogs can have a creepypasta.
I wonder if someone actually made a creepypasta of us.
Nah,
It'll
Dwibs.
probably come eventually.
I doubt it.
I mean, so far our fans are in the shipping phase where they like to ship us, so eventually they'll get to creepypastas.
Okay,
wonder what to
shippers,
think
if
of,
you're going to
though.
ship me with anybody, can you please make sure you ship it to, can you make sure you don't ship me with another guy?
So you want them to ship you a Shiroi?
Or anyone who's taken already.
So basically, what you're saying is don't ship me with anyone or anything.
Yeah.
Oh,
Well, I mean,
Dwibs sad.
well, Liz, I suppose we could ship you with, Nah. I mean, well, unless you're okay with being shipped with Mena.
What the?
Jova.
Jova.
Okay,
I'm not touching anyone with a 10-foot pole.
Pedro, take me
when I
away.
have a ticket on my holiday to New York, I will track you down and ask you why.
I want to run away where
Okay.
sanity still remains.
Here's the real answer, Dwibs, because actually, wouldn't it be a better idea to ship Mena with Nina?
Actually, Joe, both Mena and Nina are females, so...
Who are you to judge?
Yeah, Pedro, you out of touch misogynist.
Well, okay, don't get me wrong. There are homosexual animals. I'm not saying there aren't. It's just that it's kind of a rare thing, if I'm not mistaken, isn't it?
Well, who knows? Maybe Mena and Nina have that weird bond, because I swear we've had times where they both bark over the phone. Maybe they're talking to each other.
Basically now, oh no, it's the
So,
towel.
the thing is, Jova, Nina hates pretty much most every dog on the building anyway, so...
But has she met the kind of dog Meta is? Think about it.
She has, actually. She has, actually. And she...
Wait a minute, hang on. How old is Nina?
She's gonna be 8 real soon.
Well, Mena's not even 2 years old, so...
Ooh.
You know what that means, Jova? That means that Nina, in dog years, is like 12 years old, you know, and she's the equivalent of a 12-year-old.
And Mena's not even 14.
and
so
Nina-
in human years and dog years, Mena is underage.
Yeah, Mena is underage, and
snap.
Nina is already like 50 years old, so obviously this would be pedophilia.
That would be awkward. I can only imagine how that would go down in court.
What kind of conversation is this over this game?
Yeah,
How
Blame
did we get to this without talking about
Joe,
Crazy Taxi?
You
because
started it!
you started it, Jova.
Yes. But who sparked the discussion that led to us talking about creepypastas and
Hey, don't pin this on me. You brought up the ship.
Oh, so Shiroi, you were the one who brought up the creepypastas.
Again,
What the? Dreams, what are you doing?
How did I get up on the awning?
I don't know.
What is going on anymore?
Anti-gravity.
So, Dwibs, when did you become that amazing at breaking a game?
I don't know.
So I haven't got a wall there. Well, okay, I guess now we know where the gun truck got its inspiration from.
Yeah, but where do I turn left?
Well, on the left.
I know, but... Okay,
We're almost there.
I'm almost there. 6,
Sorry,
5,
Dwibs, too late.
4, 3, 2... Yeah,
To be fair, you're playing on arcade mode. Those ones always were trying to eat your money.
$1,543.85. Good luck, Zorro.
Sorry, Axel. You still have yet to live up to the great taxi driver who gave his life.
but don't worry, guys. In the next part, we are going to be doing the crazy box segments. And I believe I managed to resurrect B.D.Joe. I believe, anyway. I'll have to check to be sure when we actually get to that part. Anyway, while I find an exorcist, we will see you then.
See you already.
See ya.